to revel from the sunrise till it go down. Can't miss out and so much fun. 20 years of mass and splendor coming down Main Street. Swing and big jump steel band, thousand jam into the beat. Are you leg up, leg up? And this year when we come to play, we jam in soccer all day. Can't miss this one, I say. I just can't miss this chance to play. Cause if it's on fire, fire, fire. If it's on fire, for Culturama. If it's on fire, fire, fire. For Culturama, for Culturama. So let me see you bend down. Let me see you bend down. Show me some emotion. Show me some motion. Walk up. Walk up, walk up. Let me see you walk up, walk up. Walk up, walk up. You gon' be trouble in the van when the revelers come jam. Fire, fire, in the line. I'm like a 20 years on a couple. Come in there, come. Wine into your what, boy? Move your waist, not your face.
Assistant Permanent Secretary, Mrs. D. Michelle Rollins, Dr. Patricia Bartlett, Mr. Clayton Huggins, Mrs. Astaphan, Carla Astaphan, other invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the 2024 edition of Poets in the Square. Coincidentally, we are celebrating 50 years of Culturama this year. And at Poets in the Square, we are going to live up to what you would have come to recognize and see and hear over the years. So we want to welcome you every day onwards until Friday. We start at 11:45 a.m. for 15 minutes of cultural presentations, and then we go into Poets in the Square proper. Ladies and gentlemen, once the honor is mine to call on members of the committee, ably led by Mrs. D. Michelle Rollins, to come and recite a poem. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give them a nice round of applause as they come, please? Come to the War Memorial Square. It's that time of year for Poets in the Square.
From Monday to Friday, it will be freedom of expression, along with many cultural presentations.
Locals and returning nationals alike
love to hear poets on the mic.
So whether you sit there or stand over there, or just pull up a chair, we welcome you to the C50 edition of Poets in the Square.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you can give us another round of applause. Special thanks to the committee members who put their creative juice on paper to make this poem. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go straight into poetry. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, the pleasure is mine to welcome to the microphone Mr. Sanhope Richards to come and recite for us, ladies and gentlemen. Can we put our hands together for Mr. Richards?
Good afternoon. Hello. Oh, okay. Good afternoon, all. Before there was Culturama, there was freedom, there was emancipation. So, my poem today would be addressing the issue of emancipation, of freedom. As I'm looking around, I am guessing that this would not apply, but just in case there is someone within my listening who is hearing me, may not know, I want to give a particular word and its meaning because the whole poem is hinged on this word and your understanding of its meaning. So if you know it already, bear with me. If you don't, take heed so that you can better appreciate the poem. The word is vigilance. Vigilance. And it is a mindset or the condition of being alertly watchful, especially to avoid danger or ruin or robbery or theft of something you cherish and is of great value to you. In other words, the expressions like constant attentiveness and holding to account come to mind with respect to this word, vigilance. Okay, here is a poem. The Price of Freedom. Someone wise once said, the price of freedom is eternal vigilance. Does this really mean that we can lose our freedom, our emancipation, to use a big word, if we are not always vigilant? But we trust our elected leaders, don't we? They wouldn't lie to us, would they? They wouldn't sell us out, would they? We always thought our beautiful island will always be ours, will always be beautiful. And after all, everybody knows everybody. So why do we have to be eternally vigilant? Vigilance is such hard work, so boring, so unattractive, so not sexy. I'd rather be on social media or even just watching TV. I can find plenty to entertain me on the internet while I lie in bed. I don't want to mix and mingle with Nevisions. Them too fast. Eternal vigilance. That's for somebody else people who like that kind of thing. So tell me again, how did you get free? Did you buy it online? And did it come with a guarantee that it would still be functioning for your grandchildren? Check, check. Do you have enough gumption to ensure that they get the best Nevis you can create? This needs your vigilance and constant action. And by the way, emancipation is more than just a public holiday. And what's bad? What's really, really bad? On that day, you don't even think of emancipation. In fact, you even once renamed that holiday. Do you really expect then to always automatically have it, like the world owes it to you? Instead, celebrate yours every day by building on it with cooperation and creativity and goodwill, and make Nevis the Queen of the Caribbean again, with abundance and variety, with beauty, peace, and healthy resilience for those of yours who will come after you. Every visitor to Nevis loves our island. Now, let us make it a tropical island paradise for them to emulate back home. With effort, it can be done, but it also needs a unified desire and eternal vigilance from everyone. Your unending vigilance is the price you must pay to keep your freedom. And you must pay it again to have true progress. Eternal vigilance, or you may lose it all. More than just your freedom. And that's no joke. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Richards. The price of freedom. He told us all about the price of freedom. It's hard work, and indeed, it is hard work. Our forefathers would have fought tooth and nail for us to be where we are today. Can we give him another round of applause, please? Ladies and gentlemen, just before we move on, I must inform you that a little later in the program, we're going to have a topic that we're asking the first 4 persons a little later on to come, and you will be able, or you will be required to write a poem, just a few lines, 8 lines, and the winner, they would get a ticket to one of the Culturama shows. Now, we are also asking persons to be judges, and you would be selected a little later on too. So please bear that in mind. Ladies and gentlemen, we must move on, and I would like to call to the podium Ms. Tamisha Sadler to come and recite for us. Can we give her a warm welcome?
Good afternoon, everybody. This piece is entitled The War Memorial Square, where we are here today. This poem was inspired by a friend. He didn't like what he saw happening in the square, so he told me to pen a piece and put it in, let the general public be aware. Okay? In Charlestown, sitting in the Memorial Square, enjoying the scenic atmosphere, the poinciana tree bloom in all its splendor, people passing, greeting one another. My meditation is suddenly broken by a barrage of expletives being spoken, by the drunken men sitting next to me, a silly argument about a bottle of brandy. The serenity of this auspicious monument is a gathering place for these men's enjoyment. Some persons say, leave them be. They are not a bother to anybody. But they are in the heart of the city. It is an eyesore to locals and visitors to our country. Let's discontinue this trend. This should not be the norm. We have the vulnerable youths who are looking on. This place is sacred. It honors men who fought in wars and a solace for those who still bear memories and scars. It should not be trampled on by beggars and drunkards, drinking, cursing, and swearing bad words. It is not a good look to see the square filled with drunks. This beautiful place turned into a place where they bunk. This is a place that is revered and respected because of the veterans to whom it is dedicated. The Memorial Square is a part of Nevis's history. Let us treat it with pride and dignity. The square is here for all of us, but not to be filled with any drunken ruckus. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you put your hands together for Tamisha Sadler? She spoke eloquently about the Memorial Square and what it means to us. And of course, to the end, she wants us to be all sober-minded when we are here at the Memorial Square. Can we give her another round of applause, please? Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, I would like to call to the podium our esteemed guest poet, and she's just going to come to whet your appetite with one poem, and of course, she will be back a little later on. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome our sister from across the water, Mrs. Carla Astaphan. Ladies and gentlemen, give her a nice round of applause, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Happy Culturama, 50th anniversary of Culturama. And let me say thank you to the Poets in the Square Committee for inviting me here this afternoon. This is my first time to Poets in the Square, and I'm happy that I'm here as a guest and featured poet. My poetry normally is about what I see, what I'm inspired by as I move through life. So I wrote this poem that I'm about to share back in 2013. I think it actually got printed and so on in the Dominica. I'm from Dominica originally, so it got printed. I was part of a poetry circle called Dominice Poetic Circle. So this one is called On the Bus. Sometimes I take the bus, those buses which ply the Caribbean roads, people packed in small moving spaces, going places, their thoughts everywhere as the music blares. Sometimes there's talking or some kind of friendly jabbering or some gossip mongering. At other times, one can become spellbound by someone or something. And so it was for me on that day. He entered the bus, tall, dark, lanky young man, with plaited hair, head and body bent so that his frame could fit in the seat, gently holding his precious bundle close to his chest. I look at them. His face holds a serious countenance. His long fingers caress his bundle, but he does not really smile. I look at the precious bundle, so pretty, so full of promise of a whole life ahead. Is his demeanor a sign of anxiety? Will he be able to look after her, his 1-month-old daughter? Is the relationship with his mother, the lady who entered the bus ahead of them, will it last? Or will they fight like dog and cat by the time she's 2 years old? Getting a court order for his visitation and child support? I couldn't help thinking, is he a young man in a gang? If so, will he survive, not die on the streets, become a statistic like other young men, and not see her turn 5? I wondered, was the weight of all these things on his mind as he played with her? Was he feeling the pressure of the harsh economic times, the growing cost of utilities, the selling of people's land, the current political climate? Was he thinking about how it would affect her life? I glanced at them, a young man holding his baby girl, his precious cargo. He seemed consumed by her, in awe of her, his prime need to protect her. A wonderful time for both. For at this age, she is helpless. Should I tell him how mean she will get at 13? This pretty little thing who won't remain that tiny for long. I sense the weight of all that being a parent means. As I watch them, I smile and think, maybe I am just too fast, too jaded by age, experience, and circumstances, that I can see far beyond this moment of a father and his innocent baby daughter, beautiful baby daughter, as I sat on the bus. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you put your hands together once again for Mrs. Astaphan on the bus? And that was just to whet your appetites, because as I said, she is our guest and our feature poet, and she would be back a little later on. Ladies and gentlemen, another poet is going to come, ladies and gentlemen. She has been reciting for a number of years here in the Memorial Square. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome to the podium, Miss Heather Archibald.
Thank you. Good afternoon. It is a pleasure to be here. Whenever I'm here in July, I make sure that I come here to the square. That's not the poem. So
on the weekend, we celebrated in St. Kitts and Nevis, I'm sure, CARICOM. And for St. Kitts and Nevis, for CARICOM, it was 51 years in existence. And for St. Kitts and Nevis, it was 50 years. So we celebrated the 50 years. We were in the square. We had a wonderful time. And I wrote this poem for that. Someone requested that I write a poem, and at the very last minute, I managed to get one. So it's still in revision stage. But I thought that since I'm reading one poem, that this would be the poem that I should read. We come. We took a long time to get here, an often painful trek, the shortest trip being from Africa, the most arduous by those who sold humanity for filthy lucre. From Europe and faraway Asia, we meet on these shores, our spirits calling to those vanquished souls who'd come before, survived by a mere few. To our separate isles and lands we've come, grown and flourished through the pangs of history. We have come forging families, villages, towns, countries, and alliances, negotiating policies and peace, grown yet growing. Without inheritance or silver spoons, we have thrived. We come together, 15 island nations/states. We lock arms in the Caribbean Sea and its mother, the Atlantic Ocean. So we can stand steadfast in the world, to bond, to carve a common destiny. We dare not dream nor stand alone. And these 50 years we've stood, planned, struggled, sometimes battered by relentless wind and sea, whipped by poverty and injustice sometimes. But in the morning comes joy and gratitude for God who's rescued us. We rise up to work, to help rebuild, repair, replant, repent. We integrate and cooperate in CARICOM. Under this same sky, sun and moon, beneath stalwart trees like coconut, breadfruit, banyan, we tell our stories with voices that gild the English with our tunes. Our individual home languages sweet on our tongues, like spices and flavorings we use in our stews and food. Our ancestors brought from ancient homes and taught us how to craft our unique blends and tastes. Our music distinct but resonates with us the same. Our style and rhythms varied yet similar, making us one people across our separate homes. One people, one Caribbean community, one CARICOM. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Miss Archibald. As she indicated to you, should have been here on numerous occasions to be with us right here at Poet in the Square. Give another round of applause, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to speak briefly about two very important persons in our midst here this afternoon. And I don't know if it was by design or by coincidence that they're all decked in white. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce you to Dr. Patricia Bartlett and Mr. Clayton Huggins. Can you give them a round of applause, please? They are the ones who pioneered what have become a fixture on the Culturama roster. They would have worked hard, they would have worked long to make Poets in the Square what it is today. And for that, I personally, and on behalf of the Poets in the Square Committee, want to say a hearty thank you to you both. Ladies and gentlemen, they both, I think we should start with ladies first. And before that, I'd like to call the Honorable Minister, Honorable Eric Evelyn, to come forward, please. He would be handing both Dr. Bartlett and Mr. Huggins a plaque each. Ladies and gentlemen, can you put your hands together as Dr. Bartlett comes to the podium, please?
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to add my voice to say congratulations to the two recipients today. Of course, this would have started 11 years ago, and I'm sure we all realize how Poets in the Square has grown tremendously over the years. This is something that people look forward to every year, and I was just commenting that it has grown so well that we now even have our own feather flags. Poets in the Square, thanks to Mrs. Michelle Liebert Rollins. And yes, you could give her a round of applause. And of course, Poets in the Square is an excellent avenue for our local writers, our local poets to come and display their talent. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate Dr. Bartlett and Mr. Huggins for the hard work over the years, and I know that this work will continue in the years to come. I also want to take this opportunity to invite all of you out again and bring more friends, because the members of the cabinet, including myself, will be here on Thursday to recite our poems. So, once again, congratulations, Dr. Bartlett. I will now present you this plaque. I'll leave my glasses home. All right, it says, appreciation to Dr. Patricia Bartlett Powell for your passion. It says for your passion and your commitment to Poets in the Square over the years. Congratulations. Now I call Mr. Clayton Huggins.
Yes, of course, if both or any of the recipients would like to say a word or two. The microphone is open.
Oh, okay. Sure. I'd like to say something. Poets in the Square actually began as a discussion in Sandy Point, where we used to live at one time, between myself. Can you hear me? Okay, between myself and Troy Mills. And we were talking about Sandy Point not being as vibrant as we remember it when we were growing up. And the idea was to get everyone who had either lived in Sandy Point or went to Sandy Point High School, who had written a book, and get a street that was not interrupted by through traffic, have a tent and table. Those discussions were going on, and I had similar discussions in Nevis, and the only street you can use in Charlestown that would not be affected by traffic is that little lane that runs behind the Inland Revenue and the library. And when it began, it has somehow ended up here. And I remember I just reminded Eric that I had to go up to the Ministry of Agriculture and ask for permission to use the square. The first year it began, Dr. Bartlett was running Poets in the Square, and she was very instrumental in getting it organized, and I liked it very much. The year after, Poets in the Square was being run by Deborah Tyrrell, and I remember we were standing in the Charlestown Gallery, and she said, "Who do you think we should get to help run Poets in the Square?" And I said to her, she began to call people's name, and I said no to each of them, and I said, I wanted Dr. Bartlett to run it, and she said, do you think she would? I said, all I can do is ask. I went to Dr. Bartlett's office, and she began to say, oh, I think this person, that person. I said, no, I want you to run it. And my only criteria, which is the criterion I have for people in working here in Nevis, is if they say they're going to do, if they do what they say they're going to do, they're doing it in a timely manner. I was very impressed with Dr. Bartlett, and I went to her office, and she said, oh, I think this person, that person can run it. And I said, no, I want you to run it. And she said, if you write me a letter, I would be accept with kindness. So said, so done. I want to point out that Dr. Bartlett met, and I met maybe once a year, maybe in April, and I then began to concentrate on organizing the artistic end, getting the poets together, and she would do what she did so well, which was basically everything else. I have to mention that what she brought to Poets in the Square was to broaden it beyond just a poetry presentation, but a reflection of Nevisian culture with the various activities she initiated. And I hope that if not those particular kind of activities, but similar ones would continue. I also must mention Deborah Tyrrell, as I did before, because she was instrumental in introducing a feature of Poets in the Square, which is all featured poets. She is from Trinidad, and she was in Trinidad once and met with a group of young poets. And over the years, we have had poets from Trinidad, Antigua, we had Airdrie Air Hall. We were about to get someone from Jamaica, but that person, we were interrupted by that fiasco when we were all imprisoned in our houses. But it's a feature that I think is well. There's so many poets who have come through us. Poets in the Square, I was a bit surprised to hear that this is your first visit, although I've known you for so many years. I want to just mention two poets, and I want to mention them for a particular reason. They have always been present and have always been, can be relied upon to come and show and to read interesting poetry. That is Pancho. I think I just saw him here, Pancho, and also his name is Lysimba Wilkes from Keys Village in St. Kitts, and he has come every year and has graced us with his presence and his works. I want to wish Miss Lawrence Liebert and her team every success in moving Poets in the Square forward, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you, Mr. Huggins. Can we give him another round of applause, please? He would have laid out the background for us, ladies and gentlemen. But ladies and gentlemen, we must move on. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call to the podium a young man who is synonymous with the selling of Ital. Ladies and gentlemen, he's going to come to us to recite to us, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I speak of no other than Ras T. Muntu, Ras Muntu. Can you give him another nice round of applause, please, as he comes?
Yo. Yeah, good afternoon. Greetings. Songs called The Journey. Oh, my God, oh, I be hinting ton 50. Oh, so you don't know what me talk about? So you know remember Cabo, Boots, Lyra, Oma Johnson and them had a group named Nevis Culturama. And 74 them take them and step further and start Culturama. Hours before the show start, I be a hall hinting who finish defense cross the path. You know he had enough movement? Upper high school, down a club and out a park he went. But now we got your own hinting make out a blocks and cement. You been now. Lucina and Zero been the first crown queen and king. Since that the whole of Nevis participating. Remember Pupil and Big Daddy, Clone Master, Daryl Joe and Tudor, Cakewalk Dancer, Annie Mills, Miss Juby and Tita all made their contribution. Glad it till a way to plait the ribbon. Sour Black and Reds were great masqueraders. Merritt Body and David Freeman were great fifers. Sambo as a fast gunman. Puss and Euclid as Royal Indian. John Jarvis and Owen Niles, Quattro specialists. Me nearly forget Shine, so I swing the hinting as I wine. See me not say nothing tall boat bull, cause long time. Then went to sink it and serial one, kill off a whole boat full. Can't forget Abby Sweet, String Band and Big Drum. When Lil Hiam, he can't control the bomb. Remember Mali? Abby #1 MC. You hear him on the stage. You hear him in the dance. You hear him on the street. You been know about whole invent the Kadre beat. Can't forget Suti, the uncle of Culturama. Abu the Godfather. And this and that, the #1 contributor. Pan stage since he a teenager. Miko, Chubby, Ginger, Flamingo, Chaplet, Sandopi, Bingy, all of them been in the competition. Black Hat, I must mention. Why he was never crowned, another question. No, me not just a talk about man. Remember Carmel, Hazel, Adele, Fiona, Seba, Diane, Tasha, Hazel, all of them been champion. Don't forget the food fair. You go from Kusada Bread to Monkey Barbecue. Italis, I be not forget you. Legend, Muntu, and One Love going to be around with Ital too. Enough respect to us Bingy still. I go on the whole of Nevis, a pass on the drumming skill. I remember when Nevis nigga get locked up in decent exposure. Now them no family are doing regular. And the only question them got to answer when somebody make an offer. We nearly forget survivors and IC's boss who used to guy body and shake up them ass. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you like it, give him another round of applause. that sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that was really comprehensive. And what I like about it, he left of himself, you know, and legend. So you all could check him around Culturama anyway and you get your ITAL, the best ITAL on island. Yes, I'm speaking from experience. Give Muntu another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call to the microphone one of the committee members in Mrs. Elliott to come and recite a poem, ladies and gentlemen. Can we give her a nice round of applause, please?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Has anyone got a phone? All those who have phones, let me see your phones. Thank you. This afternoon, I'm going to recite one of the poems we did some years ago. It is entitled, Pan Dem Phone. Nowadays, wherever you go, no matter what you do, people simply always pan them phone. You go in at the school, teachers pan them phone. Politicians in the house and them pan them phone. Lord, wherever you day, no matter what you say, people simply always pan them phone. The pastor preach, members pan them phone. Liars can't reach clients cause them pan them phone. People now check traffic, crossing the road with a rocket, carrying a real heavy packet, and them pan them phone. Something happened in the school, students pan them phone. Parents abusing the principal, pan them phone. Now we're to find out how story go, whether it is true or it is not so. Some even want to give a blow, even when them pan them phone. You depend the ferry, people pan them phone. Whom they listening to the TV, yet them pan them phone. Even in them exam, students cause distraction, make them get expulsion, cause them pan them phone. You're traveling on the bus, drivers pan them phone. Yes, going full speed, and them pan them phone. So now we wonder if this is a blunder. Technology causing we to go asunder. Husband and wife have little time for each other just because them pan them phone. So where's your real attention when you pan your phone? Cause now them a chase policeman when them pan them phone. Is police paying attention to all the lawless action? There is just too much distraction when them pan them phone. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can do better than that for Mrs. Elliott. Too much distractions when them pan them phone. And it is indeed like that, isn't it? Yes. And it causes accidents, so we don't want anyone to be let me use it colloquially, we don't want anyone to be pan them phone while driving. Remember that life you save might be your very own, so please keep off your phone while on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move on. Ladies and gentlemen, the young man that is going to come now to recite, he would have been with us for a number of years, and it is indeed a pleasure for us to have him back again, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, can you put your hands together and welcome to the microphone Mr. Earl Pancho Morton.
Good afternoon and thank you. Just a correction, the not so young man. My poem today is entitled, Get Used to It. And every time I do this, I want everybody to chime in. Get used to it. Get used to it. Big upset we have in our Nevis. But guess what? We created it. Culturama 50 has been everybody's topic. Not a soul will be left unsink it. Nevis people, we're here. Get used to it. Gyms have been busy. People expanding their lungs. Some squatting aggressively to tighten thighs and bottom. Getting fit for this grand occasion. Who ain't building from scratch, doing extensive renovation. I mean, busy, making accommodation, and everything must be proper. This is a big one. We're building this place together, bit by bit. Are you? Get used to it. Mind you, people come to have fun. Some on extended vacation. Some won't be going back when action done. Welcome, buy some land, build a house or rent one. Brand new facilities we're showcasing. And for who might be asking, a Culturama village, VIP lounge and a cultural complex, but far more exotic than one would expect. And it's never over till the fat lady sings about tiny cute cottages at the Bath Hot Springs. What could be better? We can enjoy hot mineral water in any weather. So don't grumble, don't get vexed, don't stress about it.
Get used to it.
Every contractor got a piece of the action. Still, big argument about project can't done. They're late. Culture soon come. Some asking where money coming from. Man sweat out the anxiety, jump from country to town, or simmer down nicely on the local Hammond. At the end of the day, and you ain't relaxed or fit, the smart thing to do is
get used to it.
Check the facilities on Pinnis Beach. All up Kaiser Bar, people don't reach. From England, Asia, and America, people coming from near and far. Our island sinking, Nevis full to the brink. What were we thinking? I didn't know we had such a link. People dancing like Dine Kingdom come to steel pan, string band, and big drum. Every single business should profit. But if, we're building Nevis brick by brick. But if they single yours out,
get used to it.
In hot sun, don't worry about that. Put on sun lotion and a broad straw hat. That's a life is what you make it. You're already here. You're done by ticket. Attend the shows. Don't be boring. Talk about calypsos and controversial judging. Hello. Walk with your vex money in your pocket. The people will talk, but they'll
get used to it.
So in vacation mode is how I be. In every action, so nobody's stopping me. I'll be out and about with friends and my family. Coffee or bushy at the break of day. Green banana with saltfish, and I'm on my way. Down by sunshine, I go on for a spin. Killer bees or red wine, all day I sipping. This is a big one. I applaud the cultural committee for orchestrating this 50th anniversary. Oh, what splendor. Oh, what a bliss. Crowd of people.
Get used to it.
So as we witness the return of Casanova and Sweeters, Jam them would have enjoyed these pieces. And while contenders didn't waste time fiddling around, prices went up on the winning crown. Even Astro is back in the arena. For that kind of money, he called back he writer. Culturama 50. So far, fed and lively. And people quote me, if it didn't hit you in your head yet, you'll feel it when it hit you in your pocket. But don't cry. Get used to it. A hit is a hit.
Get used to it.
I thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Morton, ladies and gentlemen, can we give him another round of applause, please? I know each year you look forward for him to come right here to recite to us. And each time he recites, of course, we learn something. And he would have said to us, certain persons are back in the ring and certain things have been going on to improve Culturama. Give him another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, it's you now to participate and be involved. Earlier on, I would have said to you that we are going to select the first 4 persons. The topic is mango. You will write an 8-line poem. You will come and recite it. We will have persons from the audience to be judges. And of course, the winner would get a ticket for tonight's show. So you just indicate, please, now, by the showing of hands, and someone would come around and give a piece of paper and a writing instrument. Anyone? Anyone? I'm seeing a hand, but her back is to me. Is that the hand I'm seeing? The young lady in black? She back is still turned to me, but her hand is, yes, her hand is raised high. Anyone? Anyone else apart from Michelle? You raised your hand and you wave it also. Anyone else? Yes, I'm seeing a hand to the back under the tent to my right. Anyone else? We need at least 2. Otherwise, that one person is going to run away with it. Remember, 8 lines. The topic is mango, or you can put on the ES, mangoes. Make it plural, or you can make it singular. Mango with a mango or mangoes. So we have one competitor I'm seeing. My boss, she is moving across. She has given out another paper. My view, I can't see who would have gotten the second sheet of paper. Someone else? A third person, yes. One more person. One more person. If not, we are going to, if not, we are going to, oh, we have 4. So ladies and gentlemen, while they sit, they stand and write, ladies and gentlemen, earlier on, ladies and gentlemen, your appetite would have been whet when we had our feature and of course our guest poet in the person of Carla Astaphan, who came earlier and whet our appetites, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, it is this time, ladies and gentlemen, that we call her back to the microphone to recite to us, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hands together and welcome again to the microphone, Mrs. Carla Astaphan, ladies and gentlemen. Show her some love, ladies and gentlemen, as she comes.
Yes. Good afternoon once again. And I'd like to say thanks again, just in case there are people here who weren't here earlier. Now, Culturama was born out of the celebration that we have throughout the Caribbean. A celebration of something that most of us have forgotten, or we tend to gloss over. And that is the celebration of emancipation, the remembrance that on the 1st of August, 1834, the Abolition Act was passed, freeing enslaved people throughout the British colonies. So this poem I wrote back, I think, in 2012 for an Emancipation Day celebration at Brimstone Hill. And so I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to deliver it now. Thank you. Emancipate yourself. 'Twas just the other day, August 1st, 1834, that they say we free from 400 years of enslavement. But what did that mean? Free to do what? Go back to the fields, back to master house, back to we trash and dirt floor shanty, free to try see how we could stretch a few pence and shillings. Boy, I look back today. The ancestors did good. They survived so that we could survive. But we forgetting the journey from then to now. Maybe we need to look back to pay them some honor. Poor little libation, for they had plenty sense. Some of them use them shillings and they buy land. They get to own their own house. They own business. They end up in government, little by little, until they take over. But some of them start treat their people worse than them who enslaved us. So we need to look back, see and take heed before we get enslaved again. Emancipate yourself from all forms of slavery. Happy Emancipation Day coming up this week. Thank you. 1st of August, let us remember. And of course, let me just say, emancipation did not come until the 1st of August, 1838. So let's remember that as well. It took 4 more years of what I would still call enslavement throughout that apprenticeship period before we were our ancestors were fully free. This poem I wrote when an aunt of mine passed away. So I'm shifting gears totally. Today I am overwhelmed. It's called Mama Ma Tanti. Today I am overwhelmed. A wave of sadness washes over me. I am drifting like a leaf, floating aimlessly in the rough sea water, recalling an era long past, memories of a childhood tucked in the far crevices of my mind, now awakened. I recall the women, strong, robust women of Africa's soil, these no-nonsense women who loved us, walking strong, their big arms to hold us. Some sport huge bottoms, taking up all the space on the front step. Others tough and scary, but to all the women we showed respect in the old African tradition. Mama, Ma, Tanti, Auntie. My mother, Mama, or Ma Ching. My grannies, Ma Millen and Ma Carmichael. Long lost memories of my great grannies, Ma Kuku and Ma Triffy, still linger. My aunties, Auntie Yoon, Auntie Lucille, Auntie Jonah, Auntie Elsa, Auntie Tufi, Auntie Toya. Aunties too numerous to mention. These were aunties who were really, there were aunties who were not really our aunties, but we called them auntie anyway. Like Auntie Bruni in Portsmouth, where we spent wonderful summers. I smile as I write these names. Their spirits are around me, so I give homage in black and white. The memory of playing in the yard or street, chance meetings on the way from school, or visits with cousins, picnics by the river or by the sea, taking afternoon strolls with my mother to some auntie, or to the botanical gardens. Why don't we stroll on Sunday afternoons anymore? Or any afternoon for that matter. Strolling was a pastime. I enjoyed listening to the stories the older women shared, jumbie stories or the sweet beff or gossip. What a different era to have grown up in. Nothing like today. Oh, how I miss those days. Nostalgia overwhelms me for an era gone. I recall the mothers of my friends, my Baba, my Moro, my Pear, my Mason. There were women in my neighborhood who saw us grow from tiny tots to rebellious teenagers. I give thanks for the mamas still alive, but so many have gone. I can see Ma Bichi with her one good foot and the one wooden foot in her shop on River Street. Near my granny, Ma Millin Bakery, ma diner down the street in her little shop. Entrepreneuring women. In Ballyhoo town, there were more. There was Ma Pal and Ma Luge, Ma JC and Ma Joseph. How I loved spending time with old Ma Etienne down the street. Teachers like Ma Deloney and Ma Shillingford made an impact on so many. My mind is weaving its way over the matriarchs of an era past, of a time long ago. If I were to name the names of all the mamas, the ma, tanti, auntie, the story will not end. I love the idea of being called ma or mama, auntie, tanti, mommy, granny. I miss these strong women of the past. Today, I finally, I can pause. The waves are calming down. The sadness has dissipated. I move on in their collective strength. Thank you. I guess when you write poetry, Heather, that's the second time Heather's seen me get emotional. Right, Heather? Because when you write it, at the time you're writing it, you don't know the impact it's going to have when you actually have to perform it. So, thank you. I think I'll switch gears to this poem that I wrote one night. The night air is so refreshing. Cool breeze caressing my face as I drive the lonely streets. It's after midnight. Sound of crickets fill the air. The bark of a dog disturbs my reverie from afar. I drive the quiet streets after midnight, having left those muscular arms. The quarrels we had seem insignificant now. Instead, the feel of soft kisses linger on my lips, my neck, my skin. I inhale the cool night air, the beauty of the darkness of a pitch black night. And as I exhale, the torture of the past day slips away. Island nights are beautiful. One can clearly see the stars above. The ladies of the night stand idly on the corner, but who am I to judge their work? Two teenage boys walk past my car, and I wonder. Again, I judge, because it's midnight, and I am not even wondering if they are thinking, where is she coming from? at this midnight hour. I continue my drive, basking in the sweetness of love afterglow, enveloped in the darkness and the quiet peacefulness of midnight when most of the world is asleep. It is way past the hour, time to sleep. Thank you. Okay, I know they told me I could read as much as I want, but how is everyone doing? Going good, okay. So, this one I wrote, I think we were going through an election period, and I put my thoughts down on paper. I think I'm seeing it dated as May 2019, which means elections will come in the following year. So, this one says, elections loom, politicians woo, as they seek the vote. Temperatures of the electorate rise high, so social media has become the battleground. So rhetoric is spewed like volcanic eruption. I sit back and read, angry yet afraid to utter, lest I be cursed because me not born here. I wonder, where is the focus? Who is more important, the people who live here or those who choose elsewhere? Politicians please us. Why the focus so strong on those out there? Diaspora and things, as so it seems, for us who toil in the hot sun, who feel the strong wind when hurricane comes, for us who rely on the overseas dollar or the barrel with the clothes and the things from the dollar store, why should we bother vote when the diaspora knows better? Let them come in their droves to choose for us who they feel is better. Can the eyes of those who suffer, those who can't afford a passport, much less a visa to England, Canada, or America, do they not matter? Why should their vote be eclipsed by those who bread well buttered? Who's more important? For the man who lives and toil here for the meager wage, or the one trudging through the snow through November and December? We know our neighbors can beg a loaf of bread, from the priest to the prime minister. We can pick the breadfruit, bathe in the river or the sea. We know each other, and we live the reality of life here every day. Everyone knows our names. We're here to do the work. From community to public and private, we toil day in, day out. Unlike our forefathers, long days in the blazing sun, in many a yard around the country, young men and women take a break, sometimes under the breadfruit tree. They play dominoes, drink, smoke, hoping one day to be given some kind of chance to see the wider world. But our politicians are busy, spending plenty money, flying here, there, and everywhere. The elections come in fast and furious. They want the support. Where is their focus? On the diaspora. Those citizens who choose to live in a place where nobody, hardly a soul, not even their neighbor knows their name. They won't run things at home because they say they're born here. They have house and land and send money, so they have all right to vote here. Our politicians woo them. Their vote more important than those who choose to live here. So let them come, let them vote. The rest of us can stay at home. Go diaspora, go. You run things, not in England, Canada, or America, but right here, so. Election bells soon ring. Be ready to fly home to determine the future for those of us who live here. Thank you. The last poem I'm going to share comes from a place where I spend a lot of time. Yes. Reuniting at the seashore. I walked along the sandy seashore, moved by the beauty of sea sand, and the land that surrounds me. The sound of gentle waves soothes my mind. The cool breezes brush against my skin, roughened by my time in Winterland. Toes grip the loose, deep sand with every step. I breathe deeply, fresh, clean, salty air, acknowledging this surely is heaven. Putting to rest the thoughts that plague me, I listen to quiet sound of waves and the rustle of wind in the coconut trees. My long black African locks a shield for my recent loss. Yes, something is missing. Walking tall, somewhat confident, alone, today the beach is mine. I love this time, the quiet, the peacefulness of the early morning. The events of the year thus far drift like a movie across the sky as I skip playfully through the cold seawater. Then I see him. Suddenly, did he just step out of the tree? Our breakup had hurt real bad, and I was really very mad. But to see him now, under the coconut tree, setting his kayak for a day's work, was almost unbelievable. Why should this be a surprise when this is how his workday starts? In this very spot most days. I call his name. It seems so natural. He looks up, stunned, surprised. He walks to me with a smile. Where is the need to scratch his eyes out, to blast him till kingdom come? I feel such utter peace, so welcoming. I walk to him. We hug, a long, tight hug, just the two of us alone on the long stretch of sandy beach. The coconut trees whisper, bending and swaying like the beat of our hearts. Where did the anger go? I don't know. There is a comfort there, a sense of togetherness, two halves meeting, fitting. Warmth emanates from the innermost regions. All too quickly, we part. I smile, a really big smile remains with me as I continue my long walk, a lighter, happier walk along the seashore, not daring to look back to see him, but questioning, what does this reuniting mean? For never in my dreams did I envisage, did we really just kiss? I smile. In this moment, I feel something, a huge laugh within me. I haven't felt this for a while. Forgiveness feels good. I am happy to reunite. Time to let all that old stuff go. Take one day at a time. Life's too short. Entering the sea with a quick, swift dive, I shiver. The shock of the cold water reawakens my spirit. Arms cut through the water for that first swim. I am back. I am alive. I am indeed home. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a pleasure being here with you this afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can do better than that for Mrs. Astaphan. Well said. She spoke about the breadfruit tree. You could ask your neighbor for something to eat, in a sense, but sometimes we prefer to go abroad because we think that there is an El Dorado there. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give another round of applause, please? We want to thank you, Mrs. Astaphan, for being here with us this afternoon. You would have added something positive, and we appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move into our competition. The title again is Mango, and I think we have all the participants ready and raring to go. So, but just before I call on the participants, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to ask you to support Mrs. Elliott, Amelita Elliott, her book entitled Reflections, A Journey to Retirement. So you can always check her out anytime, and she'll be happy. Ladies and gentlemen, can I introduce to you Mr. Woodis, DJ Woodis, to come and recite his poem. He's the first up. But before you come, Michelle, we have judges already? We have judges in place. Carla Astaphan. Who? Heather Archibald and Pancho. They are our 3 judges. Can we give our judges a round of applause? And our first participant, Mr. Woodis.
Yes, special good afternoon to each and every one. My name is Marvin DJ Woodis Lois. I did not pen this, understand me, I'm just overcoming some of my fears, you know what I mean? Because I went to the show last night and I saw a dude and he overcome a lot of his fears, you know. He's not the physique and the well-built, but he went up there and he overcome. So these are one of my fears I think I can start to overcome, you know. I'm good at MCing and DJing, but this is one of my fears I'm going to overcome. This poem just came to me while I'm there and had different versions of it. But this version is the version that me and my girlfriend followed because she was eavesdropping on me. She's thinking I'm speaking to another woman. So it goes like this. Dear mango, dear mango, dear mango. Dear mango, I long to eat. Dear mango, I want to smell you. Dear mango, all your fibers between my teeth. Dear mango, all your juices run down my beard. Dear mango, boom, I fall to the ground. My girlfriend hit me with the frying pan. And it's just me and my dear mango, dear mango, dear mango. If your mind drifted anywhere from here, please come back. We are here with Poets in the Square. And all I'm talking about is my dear mango, dear mango, dear mango.
Well, we started off hot. Gave it up for Woodis. I know that he is a DJ. I didn't know that he was a poet. Every day we learn something new, which is good. Judges, they are tabulating. And while they tabulate, we just going to tell you who is up next so that person could advance. We have Rubelet Walters. Read it for her. Okay. Okay, this poem is not a part of the competition, but it's entitled Mango. When the mango season come in, I eat them morning, noon, and evening. Mangoes are the sweetest thing. Once the tree have them on, I eat in. Mangoes does full me belly, that does make me real jolly. Whether teeny, long, or amripally, they all taste good in my belly. I just decided I wasn't the one who penned it. This must be Tamisha Sadler. She's the one who penned it and asked me to recite it. And as I said, it's not part of the competition. So can we give Tamisha Sadler a round of applause? Yes. Are the judges ready? It is no? Wow. Wow. Wow, that's all I can say. I'm going to, I think I know this one on top of my head. I've been saying it year after year. It's entitled, I'm Hugo. I'm Hugo. I'm sick. I'm tired. I'm fed up of having my every move been monitored, especially by silly human beings who build to destroy themselves. Down to my formation they monitored. But oh, look how I have the most famous meteorologists. They dare not step out of their houses and onto my playground, or else I'll revenge mercilessly. Thank you. Are you ready to move on? Mr. San Hope Richards, you are up next. Can we give him a round of applause, please, as he comes? Competition is going to be tight. It's going to be stiff, and I'm happy that I am not a judge. Mr. Richards, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon again. I swear in all true reality that Nevis people are them in truth make mangoes of all kind. Them sweet, 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 just like our Nevis sweetness. Free in abundance for each visitor who wants. And as he eats it, it changes into mango jam. So sweet, so filling. He puts away his pot for that day. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Tell you the competition is going to be stiff, and it's gearing up to be stiff. But ladies and gentlemen, moving along quickly, I would like to call Miss Verna Thibault. Come, Miss Thibault. I believe that she was a Culturama winner, slogan winner some time ago. Slogan winner. Slogan winner. 48, Culturama 48.
Good afternoon, everyone. My version of the mango poem. Lord is sweet, sweet for so. Well, you know what I'm talking about? It's our favorite fruit, mango. Every year, when the season come around, you'll get buckets and buckets of mango from country to town. Sometimes when we are not in a cooking mood, we say, oh well, today mango will be me food. Nivijans, we are blessed. I say thank you, Lord, for this delicious food you have sent our way. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we give Miss Thibault a round of applause? Too many times, mango was my savior, poor boy from Zion and Webb's ground. Praise the Lord for mango. We are moving on. Beverly Huggins, is Beverly Huggins here? Yes, can we give Beverly Huggins a round of applause, please? As she comes to recite. Yes, please. The microphone at the podium is all yours. She's sorting out herself. So in the meantime, we're asking Colleen Perry to stand by. We're also asking Vanessa Tavares to stand by. Yes. Once upon a time, many years ago, there was a thought of something special to happen right here in the War Memorial Square. Many wondered and asked what that can be. Minds knocked together, heads knocked together, and it was said, why don't we have something that is going to entertain and educate all and sundry? So a beautiful young lady, she had an idea And today, we are seeing the fruits of the idea. It is now Poets in the Square. It has gone regionally, internationally, and universally. Ladies and gentlemen, you are here, I am here, we are all here to witness Poets in the Square at this time of the year. Are we ready? Are you ready, my boss, Mrs. Rollins? Come, Shirley, please. This one is a little small, so I'm going to allow Shirley to read this one. That's Colleen's own. And then I can probably maybe read this one. This one is written a little bigger. Or should I allow Shirley, who is a much better reader than I am, to read them both? They have on the name, this is Colleen Perry and this is Vanessa Tavares.
This is what Vanessa Tavares has to say about mango. Oh, for the love of mango. That sweet tropical fruit. A fruit that is so delicious. It is considered to be precious. Mango, mango is the word. The word we normally hear. Bursting out our ears. By locals and foreigners. And those mango lovers. Do not forget to wear your mango suit. That's Vanessa. Colleen Parry. Take a look around our sweet Queen City Isle. You will find over 100 different species, namely Amripali, grafted mango, teeny or seedy mangoes, round ball, and the one shaped like a dinosaur egg. The sweetest of them all. Feeling hot? Have a mango smoothie. Craving something a little different? Try some mango salsa and some sweet Nevis Johnny cakes. Feeling a little spicy? Have a shot of mango rum. Brewed right here on Queen City, Nevis. Mango Festival is something every Nevisian look forward to. Come and join us. And after you've enjoyed all the festivities in our ever-blazing sunshine, we are blessed to have wind down and relax with a nice, soothing massage. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The first one I think was written by Vanessa, and the second by Colleen Parry. Can we give the writers a round of applause and the reader a round of applause, please? It's now time for Beverly Huggins to come to the microphone. Can we give her a nice round of applause, please?
Good afternoon. Mango. Mango, my favorite fruit. Mango sweet, mango nice. Nevis is awash with delicious mangoes. From Polly, round ball, tiny mango, bastard Polly, long mango, Amri Polly, to my favorite grafted mango. Some people love the designer mango called Amri Polly, but my favorite mango will always be grafted mango because the sweet taste will outdo all the other mangoes. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Miss Huggins. The results are in? The results are in? Ladies and gentlemen, this was keenly contested. It was so keenly contested that there are two persons tied at the top. And since that nothing was in place for a tiebreaker, we have decided that we are going to have two winners, and each winner is going to get a ticket for tonight's event. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you ready for the winners? Ladies and gentlemen, amassing 22 points. Both getting 22 points. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Colleen! Now, ladies and gentlemen, you might be asking, who is the other person? Well, the judges, they know, and I know, but you don't know. Do you want to know? Do you want to know? Ladies and gentlemen, he is the newest poet on the block. He is Poet DJ Woodis. Where are the winners? Can the winners come forward, please? You're calling? Oh, you're all a family. You know you're related to the young lady? Well, now you know. You all are winners. Hey, I look good between them, eh? Strike a pose, bro. You can put your hand on my shoulder, my dear. Don't worry. Yes, you got it? Good. Thank you. Winners, you can collect your winning ticket at the box office, Culturama box office in the Cotton Jewelry Mall, right across the street. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, remember we are back here at 11:45 a.m. when we have cultural presentations, and then, excuse me? Oh, I should shake the hand. Ladies first. Thank you. Thank you. May God bless both of you and all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, I was saying we are back here tomorrow through Friday. We start at 11:45 a.m. with cultural presentations, and then at 12 noon, we go straight into Poets in the Square. One important notice or two. On Wednesday, directly after the Poets in the Square, we are going to have Hoxing of Coconuts. Wednesday, we'll be featuring our young poets, and we thought it best to have the Hoxing of Coconut on that particular day so we can impart the knowledge and show them exactly how we hox coconut. On Thursday, the ministers of the NIA, they would be here, so we are asking you kindly to come back. And of course, on Friday, we are going to wrap up, so we are asking you kindly to come back. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Roger Fifield. On behalf of Mrs. D. Michelle Rollins, we bid you a pleasant afternoon. May God bless you. May God bless us all. See you tomorrow. Whatever you do, be safe and have a jolly, jolly Culturama.